Hey peeps, this is going to be a short tutorial. This is just going to be very simple. We're going to show how to add a vscript functionality into our map. So basically what does that mean? Well, what if we want to add our vscripts functionality inside of our game and run a script, but we don't want to use Hammer, we want to actually program it so we can do some fancy things. Well, we can do that very simply. First, I'm actually going to create a info target here, and there's lots of different ways you can do this. You don't have to use an info target, but I like to use this for my controllers when I do things. So I'm just going to call this controller. This doesn't have to be named controller. You can name whatever you want, and it doesn't have to be an info target. Depending on what you're doing, it can't be an info target. It might be linked to a different entity. There's lots of different ways we do things, but for now, we're just going to use our info target because that's what we're doing. Okay, so we'll go ahead and apply. Now this is going to be the entity we're going to use, and we're going to activate it by clicking the right thing here. There we go. Adding a logic auto. Now, what does logic auto do? A logic auto allows us to create different things on here. And you can see I actually do have this in here because I actually did this before. But I'm trying to do this fast. My last tutorial was like 50 minutes. And I was like, how long does it take you to explain? I actually put a whole bunch of different things together. I was trying to split into different things. I couldn't stop talking, but here we go. Okay, so a controller. So this is going to be our controller entity we just created. And we're going to do run script. Oops, come on. Run script file. And then our value is going to be equal to whatever we're going to put it as. And I am inside of portal2 scripts vscripts. So it's going to be a subdirectory of that, or it could just be in this directory. I like to put it in a subdirectory. So I'm just going to call this, whoops, I spelled boop wrong. We're going to call this boop. And then inside of here, we're just going to call this, oops, that is a folder. That's not what I was trying to do. I'm going fast, I'm making mistakes. Okay, so now I made a new text document, and I'm going to call this boop.nut instead of .txt. If you don't see that txt, you might need to hit Alt, go to Tools, Folder Options, and in View, there's a hide extension for a file type, so make sure that that is unchecked. Click Apply. Make sure you don't touch any other settings in there because you can, access stuff that you can mess up your computer. Just be careful. Okay, so now we have our little nut file. Now this is our file that we're going to be able to put our code into. So I'm going to do a very simple function in vscripts, which is called printl. Now printl is print line. It will print whatever we have in here to the console, but we can't just do hello, how are you, because this is still considered code. Well, how do we tell our language that we are not going to have this as code? We want to have this as text that's readable. Well, we can do that by using the double quotes. Now, this is our opening double quote here. This basically says that we're going to keep going through here until we reach another double quote. So if I put another double quote here, this, instead of being code, this turns this into a string value, which is, a text value that we can use. And in this case, we're using this to print hello, how are you to the console. And we'll go ahead and put that there and put that there. And then we're going to go ahead and save this. And now we have our little function that we've created. Now remember, it's in vscripts boop.nut. We don't put the vscripts, we just put the boop. So we're going to put a /boop /boop.nut. Apply that. Now what's going to happen here? Well, on map spawn, which is when our map starts here, we're going to find entity controller, which is what we're using for the controller. It's what the script code is going to run on. It's where it's going to put its variables and everything. We're going to do a run script file, boop.nut. Okay, click apply again. We already clicked it, but we're going to click it again. All right, save the map, run map. We don't need to do anything fancy with it. And then I'm going to start up the Portal 2. It says Portal 2 is running. I have Portal 2 running. Okay, well, go ahead and run map, and then the name of your map. My name is app. Boop 1. So here we have our message. Hello, how are you? You see it didn't print the double quotes. The double quotes can't be a part of the string unless if you do special things, which we'll go over later. We won't be going over that here because that is the very basics on how we add our script into our map. Now there's lots of different ways we can do this, but this is the way that I made my battleship map and how I made my checkers map and some other stuff that I haven't actually released. I haven't decided if I'm going to release those. We'll see. But anyway, peeps, that is it. That is how you very simply put a script file into your map. Now obviously when you package your map, depending on how you do this, you'll either have to add the .NET file into your BSP file, or you will need to package that .NET file into your VPK file, depending on what we're using Left 4 Dead 2 or Portal or whatever. Different things require different things. So obviously you'll remember to pack that .NET file with it when you release it. But for now, it's perfectly fine just being in there, and we can run all our code from there. And that is going to be it, peeps. We're going to try and keep this short, and we did. So that's it.